Alright guys, welcome back to another video. In this video we're just going to go through the trades that I took last week on my FTMO challenge. If you didn't know, we gained 6.5% on the challenge last week, so that means we only need 3.5% in the following week to pass phase 1. But I just want to go over the first trade I took. So this is Monday's trade. As you can see, let me just draw the lines for you guys so it's easier to see. We have a change of character here. Well, to be honest, we have a change of character here, and then we have another break of structure here. So now all I wait for is a change of character, then a break of structure. It's always first a change of character, then the break of structure, and then we have another break of structure here, to be honest. But so now all I'm literally looking for is a zone to form, and as you can see here, we have a little zone here that has formed. So let me draw it out for you guys so it's easy to see. And as you see, as we go through the rest of the trades, you'll see all my setups will be like this. As you can see, there's a fair value gap attached to the zone. That's how we know that the zone is a valid zone. So now all we're waiting for is a tap into the zone, then a break of candle. So we got the tap. Let me slow it down for you guys so it's easier to see. But as you can see, we got the tap into the zone and then we got a break of candle. So that's where I would have got my entry in. So it would have been about here. So let me make this lower, smaller for you guys. So let me move stops to bottom of the zone because the candle that came into the zone is very low. Normally, if it's around here, I would have put it halfway, but because we came below halfway, stops will go to the bottom of the zone. And now what we are targeting is a 1 to 2. So 1 to 2 is here. Yeah, I think I targeted 1 to 2 in this trade. Yep. And if we let this play out, I think we lost this trade. We ended up hitting 1 to 1, so we got another entry in, but then stops would have been at BE, and we ended up losing this trade. So this trade here was a loss. There's literally nothing we can do about that. Obviously, not every setup you're going to win, but this is a trade I definitely would have taken again because, like I said, you got here a change of character, then we have a break of structure here, then we have another break of structure, and that's when the zone forms. So all we're doing is waiting for a tap back into the zone, then a break of candle. And then we're entering off that break of candle, aiming for a 1 to 2. And then we got the 1 to 1 here. Yes, we got a 1 to 1. So I entered another entry, move stops to break E, to BE, sorry, to break even. And yeah, we lost this trade. So this was the trade that we took on Monday and was an L. I think we lost $100. I'll get it edited in so you can see it somewhere on the screen. But yeah, we lost $100 on that trade. Now we're on to the second trade of the week on the 26th of November on a Tuesday. So as you can see here, it's on gold once again. We have a change of character right here. Then we have a break of structure right above here. And as you can see, we wait for a zone to form from this. So the zone is right here. Give me a sec. The zone's right here. Let me bring the zone down to the lowest point of the candle. And then now all we're doing is waiting for a tap back. And as you can see, we just got tapped in. And because this was a nice rejection, we would have probably entered, which we did, aggressive. So anytime we enter aggressive, stops go to the bottom of the zone. And I entered about 27 on this trade. So if we go here, 27, stops at the bottom of the zone. And then we're aiming for a 1 to 2 on this trade. So let me let this trade play out. Boomed up. Boomed up. We got our 1 to 1. Would have entered another position here. And then I think this trade took a while to play out. We came close to tapping us out, but it didn't tap us out. But we would have been alright if it did because that's how you manage risk. Move stops to break even. And look there, we managed to hit TP. This was the trade that I posted on my last video. So yeah, that was a lovely trade on gold. Like I said, we have the change of character here. Then we have a break of structure here. Then we wait for a zone to form. Got our zone formed. We tap back in. Because we had a nice rejection from the zone, we entered aggressive, which was here. Then at 1-to-1, which would have been about here, we would have entered another position. Move stops to break even. That position stops, so we went to break this entry here. And then we would have waited for our 1-to-2, which lovely we got. All right, guys. So now we're on to the third trade of the week on Wednesday. As you can see, we have a change of character all the way down here. Then we have a breaker structure right here. As you can see, there's a zone that has formed here, but we didn't get a tap back in, so we're just waiting for another zone to form that gives us a valid entry. So we have another break of structure here, and then we have another break of structure all the way up here. But then this gave us a valid zone. As you can see, it has a fair value gap above the zone. It's very small, but it is there, so it makes our zone valid. And now all we're doing is waiting for a tap back into the zone. As you can see, I've already got the chart out already. So we got tapped back into the zone. So now all we're waiting for is a breaker candle, which we got. As you can see right there, we got the breaker candle right there. This candle became higher than this candle. So that's our break of candle. So now I think I targeted this zone down here. And I added a position at around halfway up because I was lacking the volume that this trade was taken. And as you can see, look, in 3 candles, literally after we got our break of candle 1, 2, 3, and we hit TP. And that was a trade on Thursday. Nice and easy. Okay, cool. Now this is the 4th trade we took this week, and this was on Thursday. As you can see, the overall momentum is bearish. Like you can see literally we're making lower lows as we come down. As you can see, we have a pushed up there. So you could say this was the first change of character here. Then you can say here was a break of structure. Then this here was another break of structure. So after we get a change of character on our first break of structure, all we're doing is looking for valid zones to enter from so we can ride the trend down, the train down. So then now here we have another break of structure here. And then we have another one over here. And as you can see now, the zone has formed. Like I said before in the last trade, the fair value gap off the zone is very small, but is valid. And this, I think this zone opened up at before, I think it was before 8 o'clock, but we didn't get an entry till after 8 o'clock. So if you know how I trade between 8 and 12. So this would have still been valid to me, and I would definitely take this trade again. So now all we're doing is waiting for a tap back into the zone, which we got there. And we got our break off candle here. So all we're doing now is we would have entered off this candle here. Stops would have gone to the middle of the zone this time because we literally just got tapped in. So it's not like this candle came all the way to here, then I would have moved stops up here. We literally just tapped in, so that's why stops is at the middle of the zone. I think this trade I was only targeting 1-to-1 on this trade because I was just trying to get a quick scalp and get out. But I think we ended up losing this trade, to be honest. The price action was very choppy, but me, I don't mind. Well, from when I enter a trade, if it loses, it loses. I'm holding for the win. I don't really care how price action moves. But yeah, as you can see, I was in this trade for about 2 hours. I think we entered. When did we enter? We entered at 7. No, so we would have entered at 8 o'clock. Literally at 8 o'clock. And I think it ended up losing at 10:40. So yeah, we was in this trade for 2 hours and 40 minutes just for it to lose. But if I look at it again, this is definitely a trade that I would have taken again because like I said, we have our change of character here, breaker structure, breaker structure, breaker structure, breaker structure, had a zone form, we got tapped back into the zone, we got a valid entry. It just didn't play out. Not every trade's going to play out. So yeah, but this is definitely a trade I would take again if this setup happened again because I back tested this many times and like I said, these trades have a high probability of winning. So yeah, I'll definitely take this trade again. It was just unfortunate today that it was a loss. Well, yesterday that it was a loss. And yeah, so let's move on to Friday. All right, cool. And now this was the last trade of the week. Um, so yeah, we have a change of character here. Like I said, this is every trade. This is what I need to have: a change of character, then a break of structure, and then we're waiting for a zone to form. And then we have here, like I said, the break of structure, and then we have our zone that has formed right here. So all we're doing is looking for a tap back into the zone, so we can get an entry. I think this trade I entered aggressive because we got a nice rejection from the zone. So we're waiting for the tap. Yes, look, we had a nice rejection from the zone. So I think I entered about, it was about here. Entered. Stop sort of went to the top of the zone because we entered aggressive. Oh, aggressive entry just means we don't wait for a break of candle. We just enter because price action is giving us a nice rejection from the zone. And I think here I targeted a 1-to-1. So 1-to-1 would have been about here. I entered the second entry because I was liking the way, I think I entered the second entry around here because I was liking the way price action was moving. So if we press play now, boom, straight away, literally 3 candles. I was in this trade for about less than 10 minutes and we hit TP straight away. As you can see, like I said, we had a nice rejection from the zone, just tapped in. So I entered about here, carried on going down. My second entry was about here, and then we hit TP. And yeah, that was the trades for the week. We were up 6.5%, like I said, for the week. So our account is currently on 10.65, 650, and 10,650. And yeah, so literally next week we're hoping to pass, but we'll just have to see how the week goes. And I'll keep you guys updated. Like this, I'll probably do these weekly videos until we do pass, eventually pass in both phases. And then yeah, so I hope you guys like this video and tune in for the next one, man.